Welcome back, everybody, to Take Action News. David Shuster here. It is time for our Activist of the Week, and this week there was simply no doubt who our activist was going to be. In absentia, we are so honored to announce that Wendy Davis, Texas State Senator, a Democrat from Fort Worth, is our Activist of the Week. In the past week, there she was, the lone voice in the state Senate, standing up against some legislation passed primarily by Republicans in the majority that there were some of the most draconian anti-abortion legislation in the state. It would have left abortion available literally in only 4 clinics in Texas and essentially no place in West Texas. And so the state had until midnight to pass this bill. Wendy Davis decided that she would be the one to launch a filibuster. And in Texas, you simply, you must stand the entire time. You can't lean against any desk. You can't move. You have to continue focusing on the topic at hand. So what she did for 11 hours, she stood there and she read letters from Texas women opposed to the anti-abortion legislation. Listen.
I'd say that if you vote for this bill, you're simply happy to ignore medical science and watch women and children die for no reason.
Wendy Davis went on and on and on for 11 hours. At one point, she was trying to get a back brace to help her because, again, you can't lean on anything. You can't lean on anything for any support. You can't take any breaks. You can't go to the bathroom. The Republicans in the state Senate were able to rule that Wendy Davis fell short, that at a certain point her filibuster had ended, and that left sometime towards the end of the evening for the Republicans to try to go ahead and have a vote on this legislation. And that's when the crowd kicked in. There were literally hundreds of people who had joined Wendy Davis by coming to the gallery and supporting her filibuster. It took off like wildfire that they heard that Wendy Davis was doing this on the news, and people streamed to the state capitol. And when it became clear that Wendy Davis herself would not be able to finish and block this to the end, the crowd stepped in and started screaming. Here's what it sounded like. So the crowd did this long enough to cause enough confusion that there was no vote in the state Senate in time. Republicans had a vote and claimed that it made it by this midnight deadline. It turns out, with the help of social media, that no, the timestamp was after midnight, and the Republicans conceded they had not made their deadline, and therefore the legislation did not pass. For Wendy Davis, on behalf of her efforts and everybody in Texas who joined her, who gave her an assist, all of you are our Activists of the Week. Daniel Marins, I have to get your reaction to this.
Hey, people. David, like so many people, I was watching the live stream of this very closely, and I was joined by more than 175,000 Americans watching this live on the Texas Tribune website, believe it or not. It was an incredible sight to behold, and it brought tears to my eyes. I think that regardless of how you feel about this issue, and I hope that you respect a woman's right to choose, but regardless of how you feel, to see this kind of principle in the United States of America, in a state legislature where many of these issues get buried and we don't give attention to these issues, was incredibly moving and restores a lot of people's faith in our democratic system.
One of the things that frustrates me is that in the course of this focus on Wendy Davis, and Daniel, you pointed it out courtesy of Mother Jones, is that there was a certain sexist observations that were made about her looks, about her shoes. There was an effort to denigrate and demean her by her political opponents, by conservative media, which was literally just despicable. But I guess we should expect nothing less given the state of politics, particularly on the right. However, Wendy Davis persevered. Again, can you imagine standing for 11 hours, talking for 11 hours, not being able to take a bathroom break, not being able to lean on anything or anybody? Wendy Davis, our Activist of the Week. Congratulations to her. A political star has been born, and more importantly, Wendy Davis and all those people who supported her in the gallery, they have shown that all of us can take action. We can influence outcomes. We can influence political debate. We can even stop votes if we put our mind to it. So congratulations to everybody in Texas. The challenge, though, has just begun because the governor, Rick Perry, has promised to bring this legislation up again next week. So the challenge has been issued for another effort to try and stop it. We'll talk a little bit about the responsibility of the mainstream media next. David Gregory versus Glenn Greenwald. Take Action News continues after this.